It is Saturday, March 20th, 2021. Welcome into the PM version of the Early Edge, brought to you by SportsLine. And if you bet on Florida State and KU, I'm sorry. Bad beats on both. But let's bring in our cappers real quick. We're not going to waste your time because we're right in the middle of the day. Zack Attack, M Squared is back. And M Squared, I want to go with you. Storylines that could affect the betting lines. Give me the sharp report.
Yeah, so there's a couple clear sharp sides in the market right now. One of them is actually going against one of my plays, although I'm still comfortable with my play on it. That's the Missouri Tigers. That is really due to the COVID issue on the Oklahoma side of the ball. And then the second sharp play in the market is going to be Grand Canyon. They were plus 14.5, now plus 14, plus 13.5 in some books. You're seeing that there against Iowa. So what we're seeing in the market here is we've seen the Pac-12 really excel and the Big Ten really struggle so far. And we've seen a trend in these last few games coming up that haven't tipped. We're seeing line movement across the board against the Big Ten teams and in favor of the Pac-12 teams. So starting with that UCLA game, I gave that out this morning, right, on the show, was plus 4 down to plus 3.5. That was one of the most lopsided games early this morning with 83% of the money and 80% of the bets over there on BYU. It is flipped to the point where it's now 50-50 on both sides. And I think that we might see even more movement towards UCLA before this one tips later tonight.
Oh, Chief is excited this afternoon. He certainly is. All right, Zack, I know you've got your eyes and ears on some Big Ten action. What do you got?
Yeah, the double-digit loss teams in the Big Ten. We've seen Rutgers and Michigan State both be favorites. Today, Maryland is an underdog, and both of those prior games were nail-biters ATS. They're going to face UConn. I know Mike's going to mention this game here in a few minutes, but it's going to be a nail-biter game, and I'll be interested to see what happens with another high double-digit loss team from the Big Ten.
All right, very good. Real quick, don't forget about our Apple Podcast contest. Go over to Apple Podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. In that review, let us know who you think is going to win the national championship. Also, leave your Twitter handle. And on Monday, I'm giving away five year-long subscriptions to SportsLine, and it's never been more valuable than it is right now. You're all asking me for it. I'm giving it to you, but take care of your business. All right, let's get to our picks quickly. Our SportsLine play of the day for this show. Maple Leafs minus 160 over the Flames. This play is from Jeff Hockman. He is 3-4 in his last 4 NHL picks. In our simulations, this is cashing 61% of the time. I know it's minus 160, but what do we always say? The juice, sometimes it is worth the squeeze, baby. You know that's right. Now, the maestro, he's not here today, but don't tweet me because I got one of his picks to put out on the show. You just heard M Squared talk about Grand Canyon. And Maestro loves Grand Canyon. He got it at 14.5. It's down to 14. It's one of those plays. Get it in now. It probably won't change much before, but Iowa is plus 14, but we're on Grand Canyon. All right, M Squared, you know the drill. Give it to me.
Yeah, Zach mentioned that game here in the Big Ten and with UConn and Maryland. I'm on UConn minus 3.5. This game was minus 3 this morning. It is moving again as we see the trend of people betting against these Big Ten teams. The real story here is James Bouknight. He's just this UConn team is simply much better when he is in the lineup. I make them minus 4.1 in my simulations. I know that's relatively small edge compared to some of the others that I've given you here, but I do like it here at this key number. I think they're the better team very, very clearly. I think that it's enough of a contrast in style of play that Maryland is used to in the Big Ten. It's also one that is showing a little bit of sharp action in the market as over 60% of the bets are coming in on Maryland, but almost 65% of the money is on the other side on UConn. So take UConn minus 3.5.
All right, Zack and Tech, I know you're on a late tip. What do you like?
I'm going to take Abilene Christian plus the 8.5 against Texas. We see this all the time, Coach, where a big name team like Texas goes into March Madness in a hot streak. They won 5 straight. They won the conference tournament. Now there's a lot of people eyeing this team. I think they're going to win this game, but from a spread standpoint, I'll take Abilene Christian. The Abilene Christian actually played well against Texas Tech, a team that gave Texas fits all year, lost by 7 against them. The Southland Conference, not real known, but it's a respectable conference. 2, 3, 4 teams that were pretty good this year. And I think Texas, they're going to have a little rust, maybe play like the team that struggled up until late February when they went 3-5. I think it's just too many points. We've already seen the Big 12. Odds makers have been precise on 3 of the 4 spreads. You really had to sweat on Oklahoma State, Baylor, and West Virginia games. I think it happens again here with the underdog with Abilene Christian.
Zack, I believe this, that if there's ever going to be a time where a mid-major wins the national championship, this year is going to be the year. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this could be the year. All right, we're up against it. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is our recap. M-Squared, he's on the Huskies from UConn, -3.5 over Maryland from the Big Ten. Zack Attack likes Abilene Christian, getting 8.5 over the Texas Longhorns. The Maestro, enjoy your day off, sir, but you're still working for us. Grand Canyon +14 against the Iowa Hawkeyes. And then our SportsLine play of the day for this show, the Maple Leafs -160 over the Flames. You've got your marching orders. By the way, Grand Canyon, that's our Chiefs dog of the day. Let's take all these tickets straight to that pay window right over there. It's been pretty good so far. For M-Squared, for Chief, for Zack Attack, for Greg, do not call me Gary, our producer. Oh, I'm the coach. I love this so much. Remember, this is the only place for your daily Early Edge. Enjoy the games tonight.